The squirrel was magic!
Welcome, everybody, to Heckles and Horror. I am your host, TJ. As always, I'm joined by I say this all the time, but my off-screen counterpart, Mr. Andrew Moore. Andrew, I don't know if you've realized or not, but this is the 13th episode, bro.
13th episode?
Number 13. Who would have thought that you people would let me do this for this long? Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Like I said, this is the 13th episode. Gonna be talking about some cool shit tonight. Also, like I said, when I first started doing this, I didn't think that it was gonna make it to. I didn't think it was gonna make it to 13, but I'm glad that it has. It's been a fun ride so far. Being back in the comment section, so Danielle is back. Poor Danielle is sick at home with with sun poisoning. She was out in the sun today, and sun kicked her ass, so she's stuck at home. Andrew's looking good today. You're damn right he is, Sean. He's always looking good. It's funny you say that. I was actually trying to get him in bed earlier when I first got here. So yeah, anyway, like I said, 13th episode. I'm really excited about it. Looking forward to the next 13. Me and Andrew were just talking. We've been talking for the last week or so that we're trying to come up with some cool ideas for like a new introduction for the show, so it's not just the picture. What's today's shirt? Today's shirt is Red Rum. I don't remember where I got it. I think I bought it off Amazon. This shirt actually freaks me out. Every time I wear this shirt and I put it on and then I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth or something, like I forget that it says murder backwards, and I look in the mirror and it's just my shirt says murder, and it's like, oh shit, it always catches me off guard. But yeah, like I said, me and Andrew, we've been talking. We're trying to come up with ideas for a cool introduction for the show. So like I said, it's not just the H&H picture. Coming up with a bunch of cool other stuff that we're trying to come up with for the show to make it better. But that's all coming in time. I believe that we are gonna be shooting the new introduction probably here soon, within the next month or so. I know that we're starting production on our next feature. Andrew still looks like a bitch. When we were getting levels on the microphone, Brandon, it's funny because I actually said Andrew still looks like a bitch too. But yeah, we're starting production on our next feature film, Don't Fuck in the Woods Part 2, next Wednesday, actually. So after, like, the whole new introduction for the show, that'll probably get filmed after we wrap on that. But until then, you're stuck with the regular old H&H, which is fine with me because I like it. I mean, it's served us well for the last 13 episodes. I'm happy with it. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get into tonight's Unlucky 13, number 13, the 13th episode. First off, we're going to be talking about you can't have a 13th episode and talk about horror related to 13 without Friday the 13th. So, let's get into that first. That fucking Brandon. Oh yeah. So yeah, Friday the 13th. I brought this little guy, my little Jason Voorhees pop figure, cause fuck it.
Should I do this camera over here? My hand's all up in the fucking way.
Damn it, Andrew.
Down a little bit. Yep, right there.
Yeah. Number 13, intro needs more cowbell. Oh, Ryan, I agree. More cowbell. Ryan, I think, Ryan Luce, that's my little brother, my youngest brother, actually. Thanks for tuning in, little bro. Intro, flash Andrew's face for 1/8 of a second intervals for the low-key spoiler of it all. Young Gimli the dwarf. Oh, God. This show has just turned into shitting on Andrew. Like, over the course of the last 13 episodes, like, it's just turned into, let's everybody shit on Andrew. He's a good sport, though. So, yeah, Friday the 13th, you can't talk about 13 horror movies that have to do with 13 without talking about Friday the 13th. And as a matter of fact, I spent all day long today rewatching, at least, like 4 or 5. I've spent all day watching 4 or 5, rewatching 4 or 5 different Friday the 13th movies in preparation for this. So it's been a productive day, let me tell you. A whole lot of nothing got done other than watching Friday the 13th. So yeah, Friday the 13th, as many of you know, slasher movie, Jason Voorhees. Oh, it's the same comment. I lost my train of thought. Gee, okay. Friday the 13th. Jesus Christ. Oh, and before I go on, I hope you like my new koozie, my titties and beer koozie. So yeah, Friday the 13th, as everybody knows, 80s slasher, countless fucking not remakes, but countless sequels. I think altogether there's, 11 or 12, I think, 12 maybe, including, the remake, the Friday the 13th remake, and Freddy including those two movies, including also Freddy vs. Jason. But yeah, 12 or 13, 12 of them, I think. Friday the 13th, as far as horror goes, unpopular opinion, Mrs. Voorhees was scarier than her son. I mean, I will admit, Mrs. Voorhees was a little bit unsettling in the first one. She was fucking crazy. She was fucking nuts. And I think that's why he's saying that she is scarier than Jason himself, because she was just fucking insane. But yeah, I do agree with that. Like because that was technically a real drink another space cadet. I fucking said that wrong. But yeah, I mean Mrs. Voorhees. I mean she was a real person, not as opposed to Jason being like this resurrected entity. You know what I mean? So I mean. Yeah, that can basically that essentially can never die. But yeah, Mrs. Voorhees, like, I mean, she was a human being, real human being, and that's what's so scary about that, Sean, actually, is the fact that she was a real human being, and she was going out and she was killing all of these people. And I mean, shit like that happens all the time. So I mean, that's what I think that, in my opinion, that's what makes her scarier in like Jason is scary in his own way, because I mean, like I said, he's just an entity that refuses to fucking go down for good. But yeah, I do agree with that, Sean. But yeah, Friday the 13th, like I said earlier, I sat and watched Jason as a Deadite. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue that. He might as well be. But yeah, I spent all day long watching, because I was off today. I spent all day long rewatching Friday the 13th movies. Actually, just a couple weeks ago, I rewatched the remake to it. Today, I watched, like I said, I think 4 or 5 of them. Oh, and I'll get into this too. I forgot about this. I'll show that in a minute. But I hope I didn't fuck that up. But yeah, Friday the 13th. It's such a, how do I want to say this? It's had such a huge impact on the slasher genre over the years. I mean, because the first one came out in the whatever year in the 80s, 1980, 2 or 3 or something like that. I show little bits of him under the mask is the fucking best. I do agree, and it's like with every movie, he just gets worse and worse looking. like I said, I watched four or five of them today, and with each one, he just got, like I said, he got worse and worse looking, like less and less teeth, less and less face in general. Ways he'd kill. Oh, Sean. I just loved watching the inventive ways he'd kill horny teenagers. Sleeping bag kill was the best. I do agree. I can't remember which one it was, but I watched that one earlier. I rewatched that one earlier today too, Sean. Actually, he did the same kill in Jason X too, I believe, the sleeping bag kill. Yeah, he did the same kill in Jason X. Yeah. That's what in the digital the VR room or whatever it was. But I can't remember what other one it was. It was one of the ones that I watched today, but he also kills another girl, in the sleeping bag, and in the same way, just picks her up and slams her up against a tree. But yeah, I mean, Friday the 13th has had such a huge impact on the slasher genre itself. Not so, I mean, horror in general, but on the slasher genre itself. Huge impact on the genre, huge impact on pop culture. I was reading something earlier today that in some oh man, I can't remember what the fuck magazine it was, but some magazine was rated like the top 25 pop culture icons or something like that, and they said that
it was
Teen Beat. That's what it was. It was Vogue, Cosmo. Yeah, it must have been a Cosmo article.
You do have
but
on the shitter, you know?
I know, man. I know. That's my go-to magazine. But yeah, it was like top 25 pop culture, whatever the hells or whatever, and the Jason mask, the hockey mask, ranked like number 7 in the whole 25. And I mean that's kind of cool because I mean anybody who, you don't even have to be a fan of horror necessarily, but if you see a picture of that hockey mask, you instantly fucking know, oh shit, that's Jason Voorhees. And that's just kind of crazy that a movie that started out such a low budget B movie in the 80s or in the early 80s has blossomed into such a big pop culture icon. Like that blows my fucking mind. Friday the 13th plagiarized Mario Bava's Bay of Blood. Sean, don't hate me, but I don't think I've ever seen Bay of Blood, as a matter of fact. My bad, man. I can't believe they made that TV show, though. I'm a fan. Oh, yeah, Danielle, she says do what?
That TV show was...
I know, but the whole thing, the Friday the 13th TV show, I mean, the whole thing of that, well, I mean, they didn't want it to have necessarily... They were trying to go in the route of, like, a Tales from the Crypt type thing, where it was like an anthology series, each week was something different. I don't even think Jason ever even made an appearance in that show, did he? Did they? I can't remember.
They found dead bodies, like...
Yeah. Was there an intro to that show? Did they have like was it a Tales from... I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it. I can't remember either, but...
I watched it on the YouTubes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Friday the 13th, Sean, like I said, I haven't seen Bay of Blood. Sorry about that, man. Can't believe they made that TV show, though. Like I said, I mean, the TV show, as far as the TV show goes, they were I think they were trying to more... I don't know if they were necessarily trying to separate themselves from... Maybe it was a rights issue. I don't know. Maybe they were just using the title. But as far as, like, using Jason, maybe it was a rights issue or something. But, I think they were trying to... If it wasn't a rights issue, I think they were trying to just separate themselves away from the slasher aspect of Friday the 13th. That show was better when they called it Warehouse 13. Trying to separate themselves from that slasher aspect of it and trying to ride the coattails of shows like Tales from the Crypt and shit like that. More anthology type series where each episode was something different. Not necessarily a continuation of a storyline throughout each season or anything like that. Just they wanted, like I said, more Tales from the Crypty, I guess you could say. It's been so long since I've seen the Friday the 13th TV show that I really can't even remember. I can't remember a single episode from that show, to be completely honest.
It was so bad I just forgot.
I mean, that's what it is. And like I said, it's been so long since I've seen it. I can't necessarily give an opinion on whether or not I liked it or not, because I seriously haven't seen that show since I was real young. So I really can't remember if I liked it or not. One of the more interesting things about the Friday the 13th franchise is it literally has nothing to do with... Oh, I know, dude! Tom Gully said, one of the more interesting things about Friday the 13th franchise is it literally has nothing to do with Friday the 13th. And it really fucking doesn't. I know that... I can't remember if the first one takes place on a Friday the 13th or not, but I know that most, if not all, sequels after the first one take place on entirely different days. Like, none of them even have it. Like, I don't even think there's a single mention of Friday the 13th in the movies. And that's kind of crazy, too. I don't know, each was supposed to be different because it did end up being Jason every time they made the show, or so I've read. Supposed to be centered. Oh, I never heard that before. Danielle said the movies weren't supposed to be centered on Jason. Each was supposed to be different because it did end up being Jason every time they made the show, or so I've read. Oh, okay, Danielle. So I think I see what you're saying. Like, each movie was supposed to be different, but because in the end, Jason ended up being the bad guy in each one. Like, he was responsible for everything in each one, so they made the show to kind of... Yeah, to not necessarily be different, but to go that route that they wanted to go with for the movies, I guess is what you're saying. Good thing about it was... only good thing about it was how hot Robbie was. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's had a huge impact on pop culture. Everybody who not even fans of the genre, but anybody who sees that mask knows that it's Jason. And that's just crazy that, I mean, like I said earlier, that a movie that started so low budget and just kind of so B movie that it's blown up into this huge pop culture icon here 30-something years later. I mean, that's just fucking nuts. One of the things that I like most about the Friday the 13th series is the fact that in the first one, Mrs. Voorhees, yeah, she was killing people to get revenge for her son, for Jason drowning in Crystal Lake. But Jason kind of turned out to be the Fonzie of the series. First didn't really focus on him, but then he became popular and overtook the whole thing. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting ready to say, kind of the point that I was getting ready to make, Tom. He said that Jason kind of turned out to be the Fonzie of the series. At first, it didn't really focus on him, but then he became popular and overtook the whole thing. Yeah, because I mean, anybody who's seen the series knows that in the first one, it was his mom, Mrs. Voorhees. I can't remember her first name, whatever her first name was.
Martha.
Martha Voorhees. We're going with that. We're going with Martha Voorhees. Because that's what Andrew said, and it just sounds good. Fuck it.
You say that name. Why'd you say that name?
God. But yeah, he became, I mean, after the first one, Jason didn't actually make his first appearance until the second one, when he had the Kevin Bacon's boner.
I'm pretty sure that's Paul.
God. Jason didn't actually make his first appearance until the second, well, Jason that we know. I mean,
Jason? You know
I know that Ari Lehman.
That guy was in Scream for Summer, wasn't he?
Who? Ari Lehman?
Yeah.
No.
Or was that the Wicked one?
Wicked one. Like, originally, I think he was supposed to be in the Wicked one, but okay. I don't think. But after the
reshoots, they didn't.
After the reshoots, I don't think he's actually in it. I can't remember. I don't think he's actually in our version of the Wicked one that we did. Pamela, Pamela Voorhees. I think that is right.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
Friends called her Pammy. Jason kind of turned out, but yeah, I mean, Jason didn't actually make his first appearance until the second one, when he had the bag, the burlap sack or whatever. But yeah, I mean, after the first one, and then once he adopted the whole hockey mask shtick, I don't know, his popularity just fucking blew up. And I mean, like we were talking earlier, that Tom said that overtook the whole thing. I mean, that's basically what happened. I mean, Jason, once he made his appearance in the second movie, he just basically became the main baddie for the entire series. Made great lemon squares. I bet she did, because she was an old lady too. She probably did make She's
like,
probably a good
Carol
baker.
from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, she probably yeah. Carol from The Walking Dead. She was. That's a good reference.
You out?
Do what? Oh yeah, I do need another one.
I'll take care of it. Just give him everything.
Oh well, I'm.
Anyways.
But yeah, as far as like slasher genre goes, though, one thing that I do like about this was a point that I was trying to make. One thing that I do like about the Friday the 13th series is the fact that, yeah, Mrs. Voorhees, she killed to get revenge on counselors that let her son die, let Jason drown in Crystal Lake or whatever. But new equality turn next winter. Jesus, this fucking guy. But once actually the killer, the slasher that we know is Jason Voorhees, once he finally became such a huge part of the franchise, he just didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit who he killed. He wasn't necessarily killing for revenge. He was killing just to fucking kill. He was, I don't like you, so I'm gonna fucking rip your head off, or I'm gonna slam you up against a tree in a fucking sleeping bag. Always asked for the manager. Yeah.
It did look like that.
I know, dude. She had the mom haircut and everything. The old suburban mom haircut. Like, you burned this. Send it back. I'm not paying for this steak. They finally did Freddy vs. Jason, and they replaced Kane Hodder. Didn't feel. Sean. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that, Sean. Don't make me jump ahead. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Jason, he killed just for the sake of fucking killing. As opposed to his mom, who was killing for revenge. Like, Jason just didn't give a shit. He was just killing to kill. So, I mean, and I know, like, as far as, like, Halloween goes... What camera am I on? This one. As far as, like, Halloween goes, Michael Myers, his whole point behind his killing was to get to Laurie. I mean, that's what his whole entire goal throughout his entire series was. But Jason, he was just like, I don't really give it. I'm just gonna fucking kill you.
His mom was bitter, so she tells him to kill people.
Are you talking about Jason's mom?
He comes to her when she's sleeping or whatever, and he's like, Jason, go kill for me, Jason.
Well, yeah. Is that in the first? Because I know that happens also in Freddy vs. Jason too.
Well, that's how they
also. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. But broke my heart when they finally did Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, Sean said it broke my heart when they finally did Freddy vs. Jason and they replaced Kane Hodder. It didn't feel as iconic. It didn't feel as iconic a meeting as it could have been, and I do agree with that. Kane Hodder I mean, he was the. As far as I'm concerned, Kane Hodder is Jason. I mean, I know that he was only in, I think, 4 of them? I think 4. Yeah, Brandon, I think it's 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Kane Hodder, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, he is Jason. I mean, he's got the build, he's got the demeanor. Like, I mean, he's just an intimidating fucking dude. Even as Kane Hodder, like, as himself, meeting him, have you met him at a convention? Yeah, Derek, which I'm going to be talking about that, actually. But Kane Hodder, even just as a person, as Kane himself, like, he's just such a big fucking intimidating dude, you know what I mean? So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he is the epitome of what Jason should be. And I was really kind of disappointed, too, when Freddy vs. Jason came out. As much as I love the movie, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Freddy vs. Jason. But I would love to have seen, because I think, who was it in Freddy? Was it something Kurtzing or Ken Kurtzinger? I think is who played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. But for only person to do him more than yeah. So it was 4. Kane Hodder's the only person to portray Jason more than once. Maybe Jason just has bad days, man. You know. You don't know his living dead life. Don't judge him, bully. It's funny you say that, Danielle, because I found a meme not too long ago. It was it was a meme of Jason in like a grocery store pushing a shopping cart, and it said something. It was like Thursday the 12th, and it said that like the sub writing on it or whatever said something like he's got shopping to do and he's got errands to run and tomorrow's gonna be a busy day or something like that. And I fucking loved that meme. I thought it was so funny. But yeah, I mean, Kane Hodder, back to Kane Hodder and Freddy vs. Jason. As much as I love that movie, as much as I love Freddy vs. Jason, I would have loved to have seen Kane Hodder as Jason going up against Robert Englund as Fred. I mean, I just think that whole head-to-head would have been so fucking cool. I've met Kane Hodder. I've never met Robert Englund, but I've heard I've heard awesome stories about Robert Englund and how cool he is to meet. I have met Kane Hodder a few different times, and he's always super, super cool dude. So I just think that would have been really cool to see. From what I understand, Robert Englund being such a cool guy, and then what I know of Kane Hodder being such a cool guy, just those two together going head to head like that. I just think that would have been so fucking cool. Time and time again, more believable than Corey Feldman. Believable than Corey Feldman doing Rick Baker level latex masks in a camp cottage. Yeah, Corey Feldman. He's fucking Tommy Jarvis. So yeah, Friday the 13th. I don't know, like, which ones did I watch today? Today I watched, let's see, I watched Jason Takes Manhattan, today. I watched, fuck, man, what did I watch? Part 7, New Beginning. Yeah, that's what it was. I watched Jason Takes Manhattan, New Beginning, and 2 other ones. I can't remember what other 2 I watched. It's been a long day.
We are being a space cadet.
I know, man. I don't know what my deal is. But, so yeah, sound off in the comments. I mean, what are some of your favorites? Like, what are some of your favorite kills from the series, from the franchise? What are your favorite movies?
Brandon's is the...
Yeah, I know Brandon. I know we showed a Kill of the Week, couple weeks, like two episodes ago, I think. Couple episodes ago, we showed a Kill of the Week. Brandon, his favorite kill from the series, I know, is the nitrogen, or not nitrogen, but the head smash, the frozen head smash in Jason X, which, I mean, that is a great kill. And actually, tonight's Kill of the Week is from Freddy vs. Jason. Spoiler alert, it's from Freddy vs. Jason. But we'll be getting to that later in the episode. Oh, what was I getting rid of? Oh, I wanted to say this. And as a matter of fact, speaking of Friday the 13th, a few years ago, I think it was, when did we do this? 2015, I think?
I want to say it was 15 or 14. Maybe it says it on a poster back there.
I think it was, Brandon, correct me, I can't remember exactly which, what year 605 did Curse of Jason, but a few years ago, 605, our production company, produced shot and produced a Friday the 13th fan film called Curse of Jason. Did Jack write this? Did Jack write it? If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Jack Norman wrote and directed this, and also acted as Jason Voorhees in the in the movie itself. It's on YouTube. Yeah, if it's on YouTube. If you go to Studio 605's YouTube page, can you pin a link? Andrew's gonna pin a link to the bottom of the comments, but you can check out Friday the 13th, Curse of Jason, our fan film that we did a few years ago. It's actually currently sitting at a little over 70,000 views, which is that's fucking awesome. Liquid nitrogen, yeah, that's what it is. Liquid nitrogen. Oh my god! Oh my god, Tom. Jason Takes Manhattan or Rocky 5? Which has the less believable boxing scene? Dude, when I was watching that today, oh my god, when he was boxing Jason on the rooftop of that building, I was like, I was watching it, I was like, come the fuck on, man. I'm so glad that somebody thinks that was as unbelievable as I did. Head Smash is my second favorite, so cool. 2014. Oh, 2014 is when we did Curse of Jason. Like I said, Andrew, Sean said that he needs to see that.
And so they can see my face.
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, I can't. Was it Sean? Sean, was it you last week asking what Andrew looks like? I can't remember, but Andrew is actually in the movie, so you'll finally get your wish to see what he looks like, for whatever purpose that may be. Spank bank, I'm sure.
I am honored.
Don't feel bad. Andrew's in my spank bank too. But yeah, Andrew, he's gonna post he's gonna pin a link. He already pinned a link to the comments for Friday the 13th Curse of Jason. So be sure to go to click that link, head to 605's Facebook page, and watch the fan film. It's really, really fucking good. Like I said, Jack.
We had a lot of kills.
Yeah, there's a lot of kills, and I think the whole thing was Jack wanted to take the best kills from the franchise, and there it is. Jack wanted to take the best kills from the franchise and put them all into one fan film, and that's exactly what he did. There's some really good kills from the franchise in it. So yeah, click the link, check it out, because it is the shit. Jack outlined the story, I wrote the script. Oh, okay, that's what it was. See, Friday the Curse of Jason was before my time with 605. Like, I helped out on Campground in 2013, and then I kind of took a hiatus, and I didn't come back until 2015, so I wasn't even a part of Curse of Jason. So that's why my memory is kind of fuzzy on the specifics of it.
I only get the one side of Jack Diva, so...
Do what?
I only get Jack Diva's side, so...
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't even a part of it, so that's why my memory's kind of fuzzy. But yeah, there's a link to it. Check it out. Like I said, it's sitting at a little over 70,000 views. Jack outlined it. According to Brandon, said that Jack outlined the story, and Brandon wrote the script, and they both co-directed it.
Yeah, 'cause
so
he's always acting. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I mean, Jack was acting in the movie the entire time as Jason. So Friday the 13th handstand kill is my favorite. Mainly because I hate show-offs. You and me both. I don't know if that kill is in this movie. Is in.
Handstand one? No.
Yeah.
The one that dancing guy.
Yeah. I know that one's in it. There's a sleeping bag kill in it. The leather strap over the eyes on the tree, that's in it. There's a bunch of really cool kills in this in Curse of Jason. So click the link and check it out, because it is really, really good. What was I getting ready to say? Oh, we'll do story time now, because we're talking about Friday the 13th. I do have two. Well, one story is I mean, it's not necessarily cool, but I mean, it's just a story from my childhood. But second story is a really cool story, and Andrew is actually a part of it. So let's get into story time. And what is the we're gonna play Afraid of Bats. We've only played this song one other time. I've only done one other story time for this show. So we a good friend of ours from a group, an anonymous group called Afraid of Bats.
You guys might know him. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys might know him. You might not. I don't know. But I'm not even sure if I know who he is. But that's a lie. I know who he is. Does Andrew have a topless scene? Oh, you bet he does. He goes full frontal. Full frontal nudity, Sean.
Bring out your magnifying glasses.
You heard it here first. Andrew has a tiny penis. But, Jesus. Where was I going with that? What was it? Oh yeah, Afraid of Bats. A good friend of ours from an anonymous group called Afraid of Bats wrote this song for us, and I fucking love this song, so we're gonna play it. So here's the song from Afraid of Bats for story time, and then I've got two stories. Oh, Danielle knows the song, so I got two stories. So here we go.
Story Weaver, tell me a story. The story you tell will be the Story Weaver's story. I like to call the telling of tales, but I remember memories that haven't even happened. So I find some lies to tell, and then I think that you are going to hell. But the story hasn't even begun. You know you're the only one.
All right, so thank you to Afraid of Bats. Our tiny penis explains his feminine voice. Oh, God. Holy shit. So yeah, Brandon said I made sure to at least include an homage to all 12 films. And I mean, it really is, it's very, very evident in Curse of Jason that, I mean, there are a lot of them. I mean, there's there's different variations of Jason, of Jason's appearance throughout the years in the actual franchise. There's several different variations of his appearance from the franchise in the fan film. I mean, you've got hockey mask Jason, you've got burlap sack Jason. I mean, they're really, I mean, it's really, really evident, Brandon, that you guys made sure to include things from all different films, all of the films. So yeah, like I said, that was our song from our good friend from Afraid of Bats. I love the song. If you guys didn't like it, I don't give a shit, because I fucking love it. I think it's awesome. It's so stupid and golden. It is golden, man. It is such a good song, and he did such a good job. I mean, it really fits the dynamic of the show, too, because, I mean, this show is fucking stupid. I don't even know why you people watch, to be completely honest. But, alright, so since we're talking about Friday the 13th, I actually have two different stories, related to Friday the 13th. Not necessarily the day itself, but the movies. Burlap Sack Jason, extremely popular with Amish audiences. So the first story is, anybody who knows me knows that even as an adult, I fucking love haunted houses. I love Halloween time. I love Halloween in general. I love that entire month. I love the entire month of October. I love fall in general, just because I know that October falls in fall. So I just love that entire season in general. When I was a kid, my grandma used to take me and my sister and my cousins to, actually here in Mount Healthy, we used to go to Haunted Hall, because my grandma used to live right up the street from you, actually. Just right down, what is this, Perry out here?
Let's tell the internet where I live.
I mean, we're in Arizona. Yeah. Don't come to Andrew's house, goddammit. Anyway.
I got you, though.
But yeah, she used to live right up the street. I didn't even think about that. Shit, my bad. So anyway, back when I was a real young kid, like, first haunted house I ever went to, my grandma brought me, and that was the fucking shit. Like, I credit my grandma as being the biggest influence. I know there was a couple episodes somebody asked about like horror influences or something like that. I credit my grandmother as my biggest influence that pushed me in the direction of getting into horror as much as I am. So yeah, I credit her. So the first haunted house I ever went to, she used to take me to haunted houses all the time when I was a kid. Me and my cousin and my sister, we used to go to haunted houses every year, every October. Go to haunted houses. And there's one right up the road from us. Well, I've already said the name, so I'm just going to say it again. Haunted Hall. There's a place up the road from us called the Haunted Hall, and they open it up every year. It's a really good. I mean, it's just a small town.
I'm gonna try to actually film an episode there.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, speaking of the Haunted Hall, when the time comes this October when they open it up, we are going to contact them and see if we can maybe either shoot an episode there or shoot
A promo video.
Shoot some kind of promo video, or shoot me and Andrew going through the haunted house and just have our phones up and Andrew screaming like a bitch. We're gonna try. It's gonna be the shit. Hopefully they'll let us. But yeah. Anyway, back to the haunted hall. She used to take us to this haunted hall all the time. Now, I remember one time in particular, we went through. It's two parts. Haunted Hall is two parts. At least it used to be. I haven't been there in a long time, but it used to be two parts. It used to be the big main house, and then they had the outside, like, it was a big secondary building, but it was a tent. I don't know.
Yeah, they still do that.
Do they still do the big tent part? Yeah, okay.
That's the last time I went.
Yeah, like I said, it's been years since I've been, but it was the big
You need to get drunk in this.
That's what I say. We'll just fucking get drunk and go to Haunted Hall.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll see this motherfucker again that I'm getting ready to talk about, so I can punch him in the face for scaring me so bad. But yeah, it's two parts. They had the big main house part, and then they've got like a secondary building / big ass tent type thing that they've got set up, and it's all spooky and spooky scary. So anyway, I made it through the big house part, the first part, all fine and dandy. Well, I mean, not fine and dandy. I mean, I was still scared shitless because I was a little kid. But my grandma, she would take us to this haunted house, and she would just laugh the whole time. That woman was fucking diabolical, man. She was a fucking bitch when it came to shit like that. But she took us through the first part of the haunted house, and yeah, I mean, it's the haunted house. I'm scared. So spooky, scary. So we get through the first part, and then we exit the first part of the building through the back of the house, and then we're walking up on the second part of the big tent part, and not fucking 15 feet into the second part of this haunted house, narrows down where you can see that full front. There you go, Sean. That narrows down where you can see that full frontal Andrew in the flesh. Mount Healthy. But not 15 feet into the second part of the haunted house, the haunted hall here where I went. Not 15 feet into it, they had like a big false wall. It was like I guess it was foam rocks and boulders and shit. It looked like a real wall. And you walk in, and as you get closer and closer, all of a sudden this fucking dude in a Jason mask just fucking plows through, like fucking Kool-Aid Man's his way through this fucking wall. Oh yeah, dude. It scared the fucking shit out of me. Like, oh, it was so bad. Kool-Aid Man's his way through this fucking wall. There's fucking bricks and rocks and shit flying everywhere. And then he starts I freaked the fuck. I straight up freaked out. I turned around and I booked it. Same way I came in. Like I said, not even 15 feet into the building, but I straight booked it. Straight out. My grandma's chasing after me. Trav, get back here! Trav, get back here! You can't go this way! I was so goddamn scared. So, Legend of the Big Ass Tent was slated to be Tobe Hooper's next film when he passed. Oh, is that real, Tom? Was that I thought you were making a joke because I called it a big ass tent. But anyway, so yeah, after he crashed, the Kool-Aid Man his way through this wall, scared the shit out of me. I turned around and I booked it out of the same way that I went in. Booked it, and there were two guys standing outside by a trash can fire. They worked there, but I mean it was the middle of October, so I mean it was cold, so they had like a trash can fire or whatever. They weren't hobos, but I was making a joke. I would watch that movie though. But anyway, go outside. There's two guys that work there. They were like in charge of like keeping people away from the electrical outlets and shit like that. Standing around trash can fire. That was the last time. Gee, shit. Fuck you, Brandon. It's true though. But standing around a trash can fire, and like my grandma, she was trying to get me back into the haunted house. Come on, you gotta come back in. It's like, no, you can't. They said I could stay with them. They could have said, and I roped these guys into babysitting me while my sister and my cousin and my grandma went through the rest of the haunted house. She just left me with strangers. There was no fucking way in hell I was going back in that goddamn place. Fuck that. So yeah, that was the first story. Second story also has to do with Friday the 13th. I know that I've mentioned it a couple times before on the show. A few years ago, back in 2015, I think it was, me, Andrew, and Roman went up to Boston, Worcester, Massachusetts. That's what it was. Worcester, Massachusetts, up near Boston for a convention, Rock and Shock convention, if anybody's ever heard of it. So we go up to Rock and Shock. It was a weekend thing, went up there for the whole weekend. And on the last day, we only had just a few DVDs left of shit that we were, because we went up there with a bunch of merchandise, a bunch of DVDs and bracelets and shit, posters and stuff. Went up there. It was the last day of the convention. Still only had just a few things, left over. We were trying to unload all of our merchandise that we brought with us so that we could drive back empty-handed with a little bit of money in our pockets. So we go up there. It's the last day. We're trying to get rid of everything, and so the convention was winding down. So me, Roman, and Andrew, we're standing out in the middle of the aisle, just like showing everybody our DVDs. Hey, you want to buy them? You like independent horror? Come buy our DVDs. Independent horror, blah blah blah, whatever. We were selling Requel. Requel was one of the things that we were selling. We were selling Requel, Woods Within.
The director's cut of the one we don't talk about.
Yeah, director's cut of the original campground that we no longer talk about. Woods Within, Requel. We had a bunch of posters and stuff. So we're standing out in the aisle, just like, yeah, maybe Curse of Jason too. I think.
I don't think we sold it because we can't.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't because it's a fan. Yeah, yeah. I don't think we had these. So anyway. So we're up there, we're trying to peddling our wares, and we hadn't made Requel yet.
Oh, maybe we had just a poster.
Maybe that's what. Yeah, we were showing the trailer. That's what it was. Yeah, Brandon, you're right. Yeah, my bad. We shot Requel in 2015. Yeah. We shot Requel in 2015, and then we went up there to promote it. That's what it was. We went up to Massachusetts to promote Requel. So anyway,
we were showing the trailer.
Yeah, we had our laptop up. We were showing the trailer for it and everything. But we were selling Woods Within and stuff like that. Slashing prices all over. Everything must go. It's our human carnage liquidate. And that's basically what it was. I mean, we were just hound dogging people to buy our shit.
Hey, buy this!
Yeah.
Guy that looks like somebody in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we're up there. We only had. It was our last. Did he buy? It was Woods Within, didn't it? That he bought.
I think.
That who I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, it was Woods Within. So we were up there. We were on our last. We had 2 copies of Woods Within left. One guy came up, bought one, so then we only had one left, and then we were hound dogging people out in the alley, or out in the aisle, like I said. And there was this chick that came up around the corner, and we were doing our thing. Hey, you like independent horror? Come check this out. We got Woods Within. Check this out. Independent horror, Studio 605. Blah blah blah. And she's like, okay, well, hold on. I don't have any money on me. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my boyfriend. He's got all of my money or whatever it was. I'm gonna go find my boyfriend. Is basically what she was saying. I'm gonna go find my boyfriend. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, she said I'm gonna go find my boyfriend Derek, and I'll be right back. So she leaves, and we're sitting there talking. And after she leaves, we're sitting there talking. And we're like, hold on, did she say she's going to find her boyfriend Derek? And she had like a VIP all access pass around her neck. And we're like, hold on, did she say she was going to find her boyfriend Derek? And we started talking. We're like, what is the likelihood that she's talking about Derek Mears?
Because he was there.
Because he was there. He was a guest at the convention. He was there signing autographs, and he had a booth and everything. So we're like, what is the likelihood? There's no way that she's talking about Derek Mears. There's no fucking way. Not maybe 10, 15 minutes later, give or take. We're standing there peddling our wares, trying hound dogging people to buy our stuff. Who do we fucking see? We see the chick walk back around the corner and coming back down our aisle toward us, and then 10 or 15 feet behind her, it's fucking Derek goddamn Mears trailing right behind her. Turns the corner, and they both walk up to our booth. And it was so fucking... Anybody who knows, Derek Mears was... he played Jason in the Friday the 13th remake. So that's where this all ties into Friday the 13th. So Derek Mears walks up to our booth, and, like, we're just completely fucking awestruck. Like, what are the fucking chances that Derek Mears is the person she was talking about? So he walks up to our booth, and he's talking to us about independent filmmaking, and he gave us, like, a big... He sat and talked to us for... He talked to us for, like, 10 or 15 minutes. Gave us a big, long, like...
Don't give up.
Yeah, a big, long 5 or 10 minute speech about not giving up on your dreams and plowing through, like, all the stress and the harshness of independent filmmaking, and just don't give up. And it was such a badass fucking experience, man. It was so cool. So he actually ended up buying, come to find out, him and his wife or girlfriend, the girl that was there with him and his wife or girlfriend, whatever she was, apparently they love to buy, like, independent horror films, and watch them. And they said that they wanted to buy our Woods Within film that we did, wanted to buy it so that they could watch it on the way back to wherever they live, California, I guess. Watch it on the plane. We offered them posters. We were going to give them posters. Like, no, we don't want to take your posters because they're going to be packed away in luggage, and we don't want them to get ruined. We don't want to take away your merchandise just to ruin it on the plane and all this stuff. But it was just such a cool experience that Jason Mears, and, like, I mean, and it's the same thing with Kane Hodder. Like, you see Kane Hodder, you see Jason Mears portraying this fucking killing machine as Jason Voorhees. You see him portraying this character as Jason Voorhees, and, like, he's such an intimidating guy on screen, Jason himself, but you meet these two guys, Jason Mears and Kane Hodder, and they're just such cool, down-to-earth people. And I just think that's so...
Big old teddy bears.
Yeah, big old teddy bears. And I mean, that's just so cool. But I mean, that's definitely one of the coolest celebrity experiences that I've ever had. And the fact that he bought our last one, Woods Within, for anybody that doesn't know, Woods Within was written and directed by Brandon Pruitt. So it was just really cool for him to buy our last copy of that and to take it home and watch it. I mean, that's just that's cool as fuck.
And
I
Twisted
think.
Too, right?
Do what?
And Twisted too, right?
No, I gave them one. I bought one and then I gave it to him. I think it was Woods Within, actually. Yeah, it was Woods Within. Yeah. That was kind of a letdown, though. That whole thing was a huge letdown. I'm not even getting into that. Yeah, I'm not even talking about that because it was a huge letdown.
And then I'll go play a song again.
Okay, so yeah, those are the two stories that I had for story time. Like I said, I mean, Derek Mears, I just thought that was a really cool experience that he came up to our booth and bought our shit from us. So yeah, that was story time with TJ. So, and the song.
Story Weaver, tell me a story. The story you tell will be the Story Weaver's story. I like to call the telling of tales, but I remember memories that haven't even happened. So I find some lies to tell, and then I think that you are going to hell. But the story hasn't even begun. You know you're the only one.
So yeah, we had to play the song again. Thanks again to Afraid of Bats. I don't even know if they're watching or who he is watching.
It's two people.
Is it two people?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me after we're done who the other one is, because I'm curious. Because I thought it was only one. Yeah. Anyway, thanks to Afraid of Bats, I got to give them a shout out for the song because I fucking love that song. I'm not gonna lie, I just love it. So yeah, moving on to in keeping with the theme of 13. Next up, we're going to talk about another movie that I fucking love. I have loved this movie since it came out. 13 Ghosts. And as a matter of fact, when I posted on Magic Squirrel earlier that we were going to be talking about 13 Ghosts, somebody commented, Ashley Huff. I don't even know if she's watching or not, but Ashley Huff commented that it was what'd she say? Hold on. The scariest movie of all time to her. Which, I mean, that movie, I mean, when I was a kid, when it first came out and I watched it, like, I mean, it kind of freaked me out too. But 13 Ghosts is such a good movie. It's so good. I like how Derek keeps up the horror persona off screen by not letting his girlfriend have walking around money. A girlfriend's deepest nightmare. Like I said, I could be wrong, Tom. It might not have been. She might not have said, he's got my money. It's been so long ago. It's been years ago that my memory.
I know that she said, I'm gonna go get.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
He had the money.
Yeah, he had the money. Yeah. In the end, he really did have the money, but I don't think she actually said, "Oh, I gotta go get my money from Derek." I guess I probably shouldn't have said that. People are going to think that Derek's just some fucking asshole who treats his girlfriend like shit. I'm sorry, Derek. I'm sorry.
I think she puts the feelers out. Is what she does.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. I mean, she was walking around and like mingling with people and shit.
Yeah, I think that she like goes and talks to the independent.
Yeah.
And the people that actually like seem enthusiastic and stuff about it.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's who she goes and takes him to. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's probably what it was. Yeah. But yeah, it's Tenacious. When I first heard that song, again, I can't tell you. I don't even know who it is, who Afraid of Bats is. But when I first heard it, first thing I thought, Danielle, was Tenacious D. I was like, that sounds just fucking like Tenacious D. So anyway, yeah, 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts is a fucking incredible movie, man. It's so good. And DJ can't remember what he had for breakfast. I've had nothing for breakfast. I've had beer is breakfast. Beer. Yeah, I've had beer for breakfast. Beer is good. But yeah, 13 Ghosts is such a good movie, and I hate that I haven't seen the original. I really want to, but I just haven't for some reason. I guess I kind of forgot that 13 Ghosts was even a remake until today when I was trying to figure out stuff that I was going to talk about tonight. I forgot that 13 Ghosts was even a remake. I really would like to find the original and watch it just to see. I mean, just for cinema's sake, just for the love of the genre's sake. But yeah, 13 Ghosts, anybody that hasn't seen it, which if you haven't seen 13 Ghosts, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Because that movie is the shit. Have you seen it? What? Are you, Andrew, what the fuck are you doing with your life, bro? Come on, get your shit together.
I think I have seen bits and pieces of it. I just haven't seen it, sat down and watched the entire thing.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Watch that movie on repeat. From the time I woke up to the time I went to bed one day, it was a good day. There's so many little details, you have to watch it so many times. William Castle with Vincent Price. Tom, is William Castle and Vincent Price in the original one? Because like I said, I've never seen it. I forgot that it was even a remake, like, until today when I was reading stuff about it. I think it's obvious who is singing that song. Brandon, if you know who's singing that song, do not give it away, bro. Do not give it away. The whole shtick of the whole dynamic of it is to keep it a secret. So don't say it.
But it is obvious. It is.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you know the person who sings it, it is obvious who it is. Chris Feldhausen, hello, thanks for tuning in, man. You're just in time to talk about 13 Ghosts on the 13th episode of Heckles and Horror. But yeah, 13 Ghosts. I love Matthew Lillard, for one. Like, Matthew Lillard in that movie was so good. And I've loved him ever since Scream, SLC Punk, even Scooby-Doo. I fucking love Scooby-Doo. I'll admit it. I like Scooby-Doo movies. Andrew, get the fuck out. You're fired. for not seeing 13 Ghosts.
I've been fired a lot.
Yeah.
John used to fire me every movie.
Yeah, I know. And on Scream for Summer, when you weren't around, like, Alex was the one that got fired. Like, he took your spot.
That motherfucker.
Michelle Riley, thanks for tuning in. Andrew failed. So yeah, 13 Ghosts, the fuck you mean
I'm
it's a
watching
remake?
It tonight.
Yeah, he said he's gonna watch it tonight. Danielle, yeah, 13 Ghosts is a remake of a 1960, an old black and white movie. I think 1960 or 61, old black and white movie called 13 Ghosts. Same premise and everything. I mean, yeah, it is a remake of an older black and white movie. But yeah, that movie was so fucking good when I was like, I haven't seen it in a long time. I wanted to rewatch it again for this episode, but directly the original House on Haunted. Oh, the original House on Haunted Hill. I fucking love that movie. The Tingler, famous exploitation horror director Vincent Price is in the original 13 Ghosts. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the original one, so I didn't know Vincent Price was in it. But also was a screenwriter and producer. Okay, all right, that makes more sense. See, that just makes me want to watch it. The fact that Vincent Price is in the original, that just makes me want to find it even more and watch it. But yeah, 13 Ghosts. For those of you who haven't seen it, a guy in his family, his great uncle or great uncle, something like that, dies. He inherits a big giant, at least in the remake version, inherits a big glass house with you find out later that it's got a bunch of moving parts, gears and shit that move the walls and shit. They inherit this big house. They move in. The guy, his daughter and maybe a son. It's been a long time since I've seen it. His daughter and I want to say he had a son, maybe, I don't know. But it's got Shannon Elizabeth, Matthew Lillard, Embeth Davidtz, who I believe was in Army of Darkness. I might be wrong, but I believe she was in Army of Darkness too. But anyway, they inherit this big house. Come to find out, there's 13 little separated rooms in the basement of this house where 13 ghosts. That's how they got the name of the movie. Believe it or not, spoiler alert. Are confined in these rooms, and the internet can teach things. I didn't know it was a remake. Now I gotta rewatch it. So yeah, they're confined in these rooms. They have special goggles. They basically just look like safety glasses with lights on them. See these go? The goggles allow you to for later enjoyment. Oh hell yeah, Tom! Thanks a lot. I'm gonna check that out as soon as I get done. Actually, that's the shit.
The original and
yeah, no shit. So anyway, yeah, they inherit a house. Safety glasses with lights that allow them to see the ghosts. And in the remake, the Matthew Lillard version, what is it? Each ghost is needed to form the circle that. How does it end? I can't even remember how it ends. It's been so long since I've seen it. Daughter, son, dad, technically mom. Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, the wife of the dad, I can't remember his name. The wife of the dad was killed in a fire, and come to find out, she's actually one of the ghosts, which that's all full circle.
Spoiler alert!
Oh, yes. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie. Like I said, if you haven't seen the movie, what the hell are you doing with your life? So anyway.
I don't like ghosts. That's the only reason I just like that.
Really? But it's... what do you mean you don't like ghosts?
I don't think they're scary or anything like that.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I mean, 13 Ghosts, I mean, yeah,
that's the only reason why I haven't watched it.
It's about ghosts, but it's not about it's not like paranormal activity ghosts. Like, I mean, these ghosts in this movie are scary as fuck. Like, I mean, you've got the jackal, which the jackal is just creepy.
Have, like, a box on his
yeah, that's the jackal. He's got
I have seen it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, he's got the metal cage around his face or around his head, then with the straight jacket. Yeah. You've got the angry princess, who is I think if I remember right, she committed suicide. Walks around topless the entire movie.
At the end of the movie, were they like in the attic or something like that?
I don't know if it was in the attic, but they were around like a big giant device in the house that had like a bunch of spinning gears and shit that were spinning. I can't remember what the point of that device was. Like I said, I wanted to rewatch this movie before tonight's... to open the portal. That's what it was. They were opening a portal or something.
Then yeah, I've seen it. I just don't remember, I don't remember it all.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen it, too. I think it came out in like the late 90s. I probably haven't seen it until early to mid-2000s. Yeah, early to mid-2000s. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But I've always loved the movie, though. Do what?
I was in post 9/11.
I'm not repeating. I'm not saying that.
Mary's happy she heard the song.
Straight Jacket, Homicidal, Mr. Sardonicus, I Saw What You Did are other William Castle favorites. Castle also produced Rosemary's Baby. Has a cameo too. Damn, Tom's just a plethora of information on William Castle.
Brandon has run for his money then.
Yeah, no shit. Macabre. I'll have to check some of those out too. I know I've seen Rosemary's Baby. Mr. Sardonicus. I don't think I've ever even heard of that movie.
I haven't heard that at all.
Andrew, just watch it or else I won't repeat. I agree, Danielle. I mean, Andrew, he said that he thinks he has seen it now.
I've seen it. I don't know.
He just doesn't remember it all that well.
Like, was there like a hallway and then like some shit moved and like the fucking you couldn't see the people in the hallway?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of the thing. Like, you can't see the ghosts unless you have the goggles on or whatever. Because at one point in the movie,
I've seen it.
At one point in the movie, like, I was gonna make this the kill of the week actually, but there's titties in it, so I figured if it's on Facebook, I probably shouldn't do that.
No titties on Facebook.
No titties on Facebook.
Just have titties.
Yeah, I can promote titties. I just can't show them. But yeah, I was actually gonna choose the kill of the week from 13 Ghosts, where the lawyer is backing up away from the angry princess, and the doors come and like slice him in half, hot dog ways.
I've seen a clip the other day. It was Ghost Ship.
Oh yeah, Ghost Ship is a fucking great movie, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I was like, Jesus, this needs to be a kill of the week one week.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude.
Talk about it.
Yeah. But Ghost Ship is a great movie, though, man. And I know that. And the thing is, that happens within like the first 5 minutes of the goddamn movie.
I haven't seen Ghost Ship.
Really, you haven't? Oh man, Ghost Ship is fucking great. It's a good ass movie, man.
Sorry to get you off topic.
Oh, that's all right. That's the shtick of the show. It's the dynamic. I'm always off topic. 13 Ghosts, 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.6 on IMDb. I don't hate it, but I don't adore it like you do. Yeah, well, to each their own, Brandon. I mean, I loved the movie. I thought it was a great movie. I know when it first came out and I watched it, like, I mean, it really did kind of creep me out. Makeup effects on the ghosts, especially the jackal. Like I was talking earlier, the jackal just was such a fucking scary ass. They did such a good job on the makeup and the design of that ghost or character, whatever you want to call it. They did such an awesome job on
He
the.
sticks out in my head because I remember the square box.
Yeah.
And
Like, I mean, they just did such a good job on the design of that one, man. And I actually, shit, I knew I was forgetting to do something. There's somebody that I follow on Instagram. I cannot remember who it is, but whoever it is, I wanted to give them a shout out because they've made all these posts on their Instagram page over the last few months of, it's like a long 2 or 3 paragraph backstory of each ghost from 13 Ghosts. And they're so cool to read, so interesting to read. I wanted to look it up, but I completely forgot. It slipped my mind. Fuck. Damn, that's going to piss me off. But anyway, yeah, I mean, to each their own, Brandon. I mean, I understand that, I mean, it might not be for everybody. The movie might not.
Don't approve.
Yeah, Previews does not approve of 13 Ghosts.
We haven't said that in a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Most ghost movies have a hallway at some point, I promise.
Well, no, I just remember because like somebody was trying to run to her, and then like the fucking the hallway moved or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The whole house, it was like,
Yeah.
it was all connected to this big giant gear thing, and like all the panels of the house, because it was a big glass house. All the panels of the house moved, which is what eventually, inevitably, led to the ghosts. Did you hear me just go through puberty? My balls just dropped. Ooh, ghosts. Oh, Handjob Cabin. Oh, have you seen the fucking trailer for Handjob Cabin? Oh my god. It is so good.
I'll look for it.
I don't think it's a real movie. I think it's just something funny that's some filmmakers made. But Handjob Cabin, if it was a real movie, I would watch the shit out of it because the trailer for it is fucking hilarious. I don't recall saying I didn't approve. Oh, he said that he doesn't hate it.
Okay.
Okay, Brandon. Okay, I'll give you that.
Previews have to.
Yeah, Previews is on the fence. Previews kind of likes it. But yeah, 13 Ghosts, man, I've always really loved that movie. Matthew Lillard is fantastic in it.
Handjob Cabin sounds like something
Yeah, Handjob Cabin, like the trailer for Handjob Cabin. Sean, thanks for posting the link to that. Anybody who has not seen the trailer for Handjob Cabin, do yourself a fucking favor and click that link. How long is the trailer for it? We might even just show it. Fuck it.
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Fuck it.
It's the right one. It says official trailer, that one.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, all right. We'll just show Handjob Cabin.
Just keep going and then...
Andrew's getting Handjob Cabin up. Probably shouldn't show it on Facebook, but you know what? YOLO, I don't care.
All right, it's ready to go.
I don't hate it. World's greatest left-handed compliment.
Right, whenever you're ready.
We saw TJ grow up just now. Sniff's so proud. I don't know why my voice cracks like that all the goddamn time, and it gets on my nerves. So yeah, Andrew is getting, I think the original 13 Ghosts is better. Chris said he thinks the original 13 Ghosts is better. Like I said earlier, I have not seen it. Thanks to, I think it was Tom, posted a link to the original one earlier that I am going to check it out because I would have loved to have watched the original one before this episode because we're talking about the remake of it. I would have loved to have watched the original one, but I just haven't been able to, I haven't been able to find it. Do we get audio this time?
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard him. Yes, there will be audio.
I tested it out beforehand. So last time what the problem was is that I didn't change the filter or the thing. Since it's on that TV, it's had a different...
Yeah. Technology and stuff. Can you guys have audio? Everybody's shitting on the audio. I'm sorry.
Last time we didn't have audio.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was Andrew's mistake, not mine. I'm just the face.
It was.
No, I'm just kidding.
You ready?
All right, so Handjob Cabin. All right, here's the trailer for Handjob Cabin. Like I said, I don't think it's an actual real movie that anybody's trying to make. I think it's just just a trailer that filmmakers made to kind of poke fun at the genre. But the trailer is fucking awesome. So we're going to show it real quick. Here it is.
Everybody ready? Here it is.
Wow, this is awesome.
Goodbye self-service, hello cerveza service.
This place is gonna be great for us.
Oh yeah, free boner pills.
Let's get this party started.
Yeah! Ready? Dan? Come on, guys, stop jerking around.
Brock?
Help me!
What was that thing?
A hand job. Look, local high school couple's first over-the-pants hand job turns deadly.
Mindy Dinkle of Sammamish is victim of freak OTP handjob accident when her handjob hand slips, causing it to strike her own face and tumble out of a window to her death.
Ah! Ah! She's gonna jerk him!
No, 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 no!
We need to split up. This thing only has 2 hands.
What about its mouth?
Something tells me she's not gonna use that.
She won't use lotion! She wants us to suffer! She wants us to suffer!
She's just flicking it out! Over-the-pants hand jobs are real! You need a hand? In life, sometimes things are far worse than death.
Hand jobs.
Hand jobs. Normally, when someone receives one, they just hate it. But in this place, they die on the inside. And it's all her fault. There's something evil in this place. With calloused hands and strong wrists, and solely one thing is certain. She's the only one who comes in this cabin, and she comes for you.
What do you want from me? I'm no use to you. I don't even have a This is terrible. I can do this better myself.
God. So that was Handjob Cabin. I love that trailer. The first time that I saw that trailer, I think that trailer's been out on YouTube for a while. It's been out for a while now. First time I saw that, man, I fucking loved it. It was so funny to me. So yeah, that was Handjob Cabin. Like I said, if that was a real movie, I would watch the fuck out of that because it looks like, I mean, as a horror comedy, I think that would be that's such an awesome idea.
It is. Brandon.
Not to mention,
writing.
not to mention, I would visit the fuck out of that cabin. Like this should be a cousin series to Dale and Tucker. Tucker and Dale, get it right, Danielle. You know, the other movie that I almost cried during because that dude is so sweet and dumb. Yeah, me and Danielle, she had never seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Which, if you haven't seen that movie, oh man, you are missing out because that movie.
I have seen that.
Have you? Oh, it's
I
so
love
good.
that movie.
I love Tucker and Dale versus Evil. But yeah, me and Danielle, we watched Tucker and Dale. She had never seen it before, and so I forced her to watch it one day, a few weeks ago, a month or so ago. Forced her to watch it, and like all she could talk about was how sweet Tucker was in the movie, because like she almost like she was like on the verge of tears because of how sweet and misunderstood Tucker is. And as a matter of fact, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, they're trying to get a sequel off the ground. Whether it happens or not, I fucking hope it does. I really do.
I think on like Kickstarter, I'm gonna fund that shit.
Oh, absolutely, dude, absolutely. I repeat the shit out of that with Cabin in the Woods. Oh yeah. We can't talk about Cabin in the Woods because Danielle doesn't like that movie. Just kidding. So anyway, moving on into the, so that was Handjob Cabin. That was unplanned. We weren't planning on showing that, but I'm glad we did because it's a good trailer. So moving on, 13 Sins is the next topic for the episode. 13 Sins. If you haven't seen 13 Sins, oh please, please, please! I cannot stress enough how badly you should watch this movie. 13 Sins is pretty much in the vein of, if you've seen what's that movie? Cheap Thrills with Ethan Embry and David Koechner and Brandon. What's the other guy's name from Cheap Thrills? I can't think of it. I know it, but I can't think of it. But it's got David Koechner, Ethan Embry, and this other guy. So 13 Sins is basically in the vein of that, where the main character, hand creeping out onto the keyboard from behind the curtain in front of camera shot, took on a whole new meaning after that trailer. We don't talk about that fucking movie. So yeah, 13 Sins is in the vein, kind of in the vein of Cheap Thrills, where you've got the main character who receives who's going through money troubles, doesn't have, like, he's behind on bills, behind on rent, behind on this and that. Gets a random phone call. Sean Stiff, never heard of this movie. Dude, Sean, I'm telling you, man, check out 13 Sins. It's so good. I know for a fact that it used to be on Netflix. That's where I originally watched it. Oh, you're so full of shit, Brandon. 13 Sins is awesome. But yeah, Sean, originally when I first watched it, it was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but I know that I was on the Stars app earlier today, and I know that it's on Stars. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It might even be, I think it might be on Amazon Prime too, come to think of it. But check out 13 Sins, because it really is a good movie. We need to discuss this now. Michelle, Danielle's your friend. Talk to her about why she doesn't like Cabin in the Woods, because I don't understand it. I love that movie. Pat Healy, yeah, that's who. Pat Healy is the other guy that's in Cheap Thrills. But anyway, 13 Sins is basically in the vein of that, where this guy, he doesn't have any money, he's behind on all his bills, gets a random phone call from a game show, an anonymous game show type thing, that they offer him money to do different things, to do different stuff. And the very first, like, they start out very mild, and then as they go on, he's got 13 different rounds that he has to do. They start out very mild. The very first one that he has to do, he has to kill it. He's sitting in his car at a red light. There's a fly flying around in his car. Can't kill it. Gets a phone call. If you kill that fly, we'll put $500 into your bank account or whatever. Kills the fly, and then the next one is, if you eat the fly, we'll put like 1,000 or 50 or however much it was. And they just get increasingly crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. Sean hasn't seen it, so I don't want to give too much away. But they just the rounds, I guess you could say, the rounds that he has to go through, they just get increasingly more and more fucking insane and risky and out and just crazy. But 13 Sins, there's a twist at the end that the twist kind of fucked me up. I fell asleep. Yeah, I tried to make Andrew watch it one night too when we were filming Cinematic Reality and he was staying at my house. I tried to make him watch it too, but we'd filmed all day and we were tired, so I think we both ended up falling asleep. So I don't think. We cuddled and there was a. Brandon was there watching.
Fuck this movie.
Brandon was there watching, just bitching and moaning about how much he hated 13 Sins. So it was a whole thing.
I don't know if he was there or not.
I'm pretty sure he was, because I think he fell asleep
Did he
too.
just wake up like, no.
No, that was Monster Project, where Brandon woke up out of a dead sleep. We were watching Monster Project one night. It was after we filmed. I'll get back into 13 Sins in a minute. But there was one night after we got done filming for the night for Cinematic Reality. I lived right up the street from the set for Cinematic Reality. So Brandon and Andrew both spent the night at my house. They would spend the week at my house or whatever when we were filming that. And there was one night we were watching Monster Project, which I've talked about this before too. I love Monster Project. I think that movie's fucking awesome.
The The werewolf in it is amazing.
Oh, the werewolf in it is so good, dude. But Monster Project is a great found footage movie, I think. While we were watching it, Brandon just bitched and moaned the whole goddamn time. Just complained the whole time about how fucking terrible that movie is. Typical Brandon fashion. He ended up falling asleep, so we're finally getting a chance to watch Monster Project in peace without his cynicism. And then fucking 20 minutes later, wakes up.
He's snoring.
He's snoring at one point. Wakes up out of a dead sleep, bitching and moaning about the goddamn movie, just out of a dead sleep. It's like, bro, were you just dreaming about how your hatred of this movie or what? So it was a whole thing. We both fell asleep. Added this to the list. This sucks. I'll watch Cabin in the Woods to cheer myself up, dude. I'm telling you. Sean, I know you said you added it to the list. Hopefully you found it somewhere that you'll be able to watch it. But 13 Sins, it really, really is.
When I watched and didn't fall asleep on it, it was worth the watch.
Oh yeah,
I was super engaged. It's just like I was very tired.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Andrew said,
Red Bulls later.
Yeah,
like, oh.
Andrew said that the whole reason that he fell asleep. I mean, we had filmed all day long. We were fucking tired. We had to wake up the next morning to go film again. So I mean, we just fell asleep. But Andrew, you heard it here first. Andrew said it's definitely worth the watch, and I love the movie. 13 Sins really is a great movie. But yeah, the rounds that he goes through. And as a matter of fact, if you've ever seen the movies, the Rampage movies, I can't think of the guy's name, but the guy that's in the Rampage movies, I believe it's the same guy because they look. I know the guy that's in 13 Sins, and there's what the fuck is it? Mark Webber from Freddy vs. Jason. They look exactly the same. Like, I get them confused all the time. But I believe that the guy from 13 Sins was also in the Rampage movies, if you've seen those, which Rampage movies are really good too. But yeah, Sean, 13 Sins, I hope you found a place to watch it, because it really is a great movie. I fucking hate... Sean says he fucking hates found footage films. I side with Brandon on this. See, I guess I'm the odd man out, because I love found footage, man. I've always loved found footage. Maybe you're just not watching the right ones, because I can recommend some good found footage. Sean, I don't know if you've seen Grave Encounters. Grave Encounters is really, really good. Have you not seen it? Oh, man. Grave Encounters. That scared the shit out of me. Grave Encounters is a great movie. 13 Sins. Here's Brandon with his fucking Rotten Tomatoes references. Jesus Christ. Here it is backhanded compliments. I fell asleep, but I can't say it was bad. It's just like saying I didn't hate it, but it wasn't great.
He's on the fence.
Yeah, Brandon's on the fence with 13 Sins again.
I liked it because it's original. Like, there's like
another
horror, like, because it's kind of a horror movie because he puts himself through so much.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Deep, he can't get out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I wanted to say this before I started talking about 13 Sins. I wouldn't necessarily classify it as...
It's a thriller.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily classify it as horror, but it's definitely thriller, and it definitely does have some
fucked up shit.
It definitely does have horror. Yeah, exactly. It's I would classify it more as a thriller. I wouldn't necessarily classify it as horror. Definitely more thriller, but it does have a lot of horror aspects. And there is some really, really fucked up shit that the guy in the movie has to do that could really fall under the horror umbrella. For the first time in, like, Justin, it's about goddamn time. Where the fuck you been?
That's Justin from Cinematic, right?
No, that's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, you're thinking Newkirk.
Yeah, Newkirk.
Wow, another passive-aggressive review. Tom, the more you get to know Brandon, the more you'll find out that his middle name is passive-aggressive. Brandon Passive-Aggressive Pruitt.
Previews.
Yeah. Yeah, just wait till previews. You'll really get it.
Hopefully, is previews gonna happen? That's good.
Brandon, yeah, I mean,
Cinematic's done.
Yeah, we've been talking about previews for a long time, Brandon.
We got a name for you.
We've got a name. Corey made a logo.
Corey is making a logo.
I thought he made one. I thought he made like the.
100%. He said it didn't look nothing like him, so he was still.
I loved it. I thought it was good.
He was still working on it.
Yeah. So,
I sent you more than I have sent Brandon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Brandon's like, there's nothing to like me.
But yeah, Brandon, we've got a name for the show picked out for you. We've got a logo in the works for you. Previews needs to happen. People want it, man. People want it. But yeah, man, like I was saying, Sean, definitely check out 13 Sins. Anybody else who hasn't seen the movie, definitely check it out because I enjoy that movie so much. It's such a good movie. I show for the first time live. Some people can't handle the camera shaking kind of film. And I get that, Michelle. I really do get that. I know a lot of people that don't like found footage.
Yeah, camera shaking can make people get sick, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I know that some people do suffer from motion sickness and stuff like that. And the camera shaking... take some Dramamine before you watch the movie. But no, I totally get that a lot of people don't like the camera shaking, which I will admit I have seen some found footage where camera shaking, they do it way too much.
I feel like they do it at shitty times too.
Yeah, when it gets to the point where they're shaking the camera so much that you miss absolutely everything, I do agree that that type of found footage does suck. But if you have a cinematographer that knows what the hell he or she is doing, and they know at the exact right times when camera shake is needed and stuff like that, like, I mean, found footage can potentially be so good. And
VHS is probably my favorite.
Yeah, VHS is a
considered found footage, or I mean it's
yeah
VHS
yeah
that's found. So
VHS is definitely found footage. Except VHS viral fucking sucked.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
VHS 1 and 2.
Yeah, VHS 1 and 2
Viral
are definitely
they tried too hard.
definitely good. Viral sucked balls. And anybody who likes VHS viral is out of their goddamn mind. But anyway, VHS is a very good example of very well done found footage. Let's see. Grave Encounters, like I mentioned earlier. Grave Encounters is another very good example of found footage. Good found footage. My point was that I can't give an opinion because I didn't really watch it. Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, Brandon. You fell asleep. We all three fell asleep. So sorry, I've been busy, trouble at my work. Gave my soul a staph infection, but it wasn't impossible to watch. Go to the city of Brandon next week. Hope it isn't as miserable. Jesus. God. Oh my God. Preview is still not a thing. Why is it not a thing? I need proof. See, that's what I was just saying, Justin. We've been trying to get Brandon to finally do it for months now, but for some reason he won't. I know that he wants to do it. He doesn't want it to be live. He wants it to be pre-recorded because I know he's got ideas for it. But I hope it does happen. Needs a show now. Tom versus Prue, Blair Witch. Hated VHS, Sean. Really, you hated VHS, man?
No.
That's really surprising.
Some of the things in VHS I didn't like, but like the one with the succubus or whatever.
Yeah, that one was a really good one.
And then the one where the aliens or whatever.
Yep, I really liked that one too. That one was
really
yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah.
And the zombie with the fucking camera.
The GoPro zombie, I fucking love that one.
That's the only one. Like the other ones, I don't remember them.
Yeah.
I mean, like the dude jumping off the ledge or whatever. But those three are like.
Yeah,
That's why I like that movie.
Yeah. Sean said he hated Diary of the Dead. As a matter of fact, I really didn't really care for Diary of the Dead very much either. But I really am surprised that you didn't like VHS because, I don't know, man, they're just so well done. Except Viral. Like I said, Viral sucks balls.
There's a couple on each one that I didn't like.
There's one, I can't remember if it's in the first VHS or the second one, but there's one where they go to like a big compound where there's like a religious cult.
Yeah.
There's like an actual like Baphomet demon or Bahamut demon or whatever. I think it is the first one, but that one was really good too. Like I hated the first Cloverfield. I think it's an outstanding found footage movie. Cloverfield, a ton of shows on YouTube shitting on movies. I don't need to be another. Well, I mean, that is true, Brandon, but I mean, you can put your own spin on it, I guess. Like the second one. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I've never seen Cloverfield. I've seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, but I have not seen the first Cloverfield.
You never seen the first Cloverfield?
No. For some reason, it just didn't look good. It didn't look interesting to me.
You've seen the monster a couple times, and he sends out little babies.
Yeah. I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I just didn't think that it looked good. I just didn't have any interest in seeing it.
I think you'll like it. You
Really?
like found footage, I think you'll like it.
Really? Maybe I'll have to check it out then. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 51%. Made my teeth hurt. God. Jesus Christ. Previews doesn't happen, then I'm starting a show just in time to kill your enthusiasm. Just in time. I see what you did there, Justin.
I mean, even that doesn't happen, he can do that still.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon, even if you don't want to do a previews, I mean, I think you should do a show. I think it'd be the shit if you would do a show in general. But yeah, anyway.
You two bouncing off each other would be good.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. But yeah, anyway, back to the point that I was trying to make. 13 Sins. I know that some certain people didn't really care for it, and some people fell asleep during it. But Sean, definitely check it out. Tom, if you haven't seen it either, definitely check it out.
Yeah, 13 Sins isn't found footage.
Yeah, 13 Sins. Don't misunderstand. 13 Sins isn't found footage. I got way off track when they were talking about found footage. Yeah, 13 Sins is definitely worth the watch. I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed the movie. As much I love Cheap Thrills anyway. Cheap Thrills is such a fantastic movie. I'm a huge Ethan Embry fan. I love Ethan Embry. I think he's a majorly underrated actor. I would love to see him in more stuff than what he actually does. But yeah, just that whole idea, like Cheap Thrills and 13 Sins, where you're paid to do crazy shit. Like, I mean, just to see how far the human will make you go. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just such a cool idea. So yeah, definitely check it out. If preview doesn't happen to start a show, it isn't interesting. It was good. I don't know what's going on. Jay Mullen, it was good. What was good? He'd be on Rotten Tomatoes. What kind of show would that be? He'd be. So anyway, moving on, we've got our Kill of the Week next, I believe. Correct? We've got Kill of the Week. Kill of the Week this week, in the vein of Friday the 13th, or not Friday the 13th, but episode 13. Kill of the Week is from, it's a Jason kill, Jason Voorhees kill. It's actually not from a Friday the 13th movie, but it's from Freddy vs. Jason. But it is Jason. He's Friday the 13th, so it all works out. So yeah, this is the Kill of the Week. It's probably my favorite kill from at least from Freddy vs. Jason. I don't know if I would say that it's my favorite kill from the entire franchise, but it's definitely close to the top. I love this kill, and I love how it was done. Watching the behind the scenes of how they pulled this scene off, just so fucking cool. So here's the Kill of the Week. We'll be right back after this.
Some assistance.
So yeah, that was the Kill of the Week. Like I said, Sean, I just saw your comment. Oh my God, this is the one with Canadian Goddess, Catherine Isabel. You're goddamn right at this. I fucking love Catherine Isabel. If you haven't seen, Sean, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but if you haven't seen American Mary, holy shit, check that movie out. Catherine Isabel stars in the movie. It was directed by the Soska sisters. It's such a fantastic film. I love Catherine Isabel, man. She's high on my list of celebrities that I would fucking love to meet. I can't remember in recent memory if I've seen her at a convention. At least not in the last couple of years. As soon as I see that she's going to be at a convention, I'm fucking meeting her. But yeah, that was from Freddy vs. Jason. That's the bedfold kill. I've always loved that kill. That's my kill from FVJ. Yeah, see, Danielle, I love that kill. Held on to that beer, no drop spilled. Love me some Cat Isabel. Brandon, you've met Catherine Isabel before, haven't you? I'm pretty sure you have. Yeah, she's been on my list for a long time. I've always really liked her a lot. Like I said, American Mary, she was excellent in American Mary. She was also in See No Evil 2. I think it was the second one. Yeah, it was the second one. See No Evil 2. Obviously, Freddy vs. Jason. She's just such a good actress, man. I just always really like Catherine Isabel. Ginger from Ginger Snaps in this movie is everything. I saw American Mary. Ginger Snaps films in theaters. Yeah, see, American Mary is really a... And I had never even heard of American Mary until a few years ago when Brandon told me about it. Brandon is the one who originally recommended American Mary to me a few years ago. And as soon as first time I watched it, man, I fell in love with that movie. It's so good. Have you ever seen American Mary?
I think so.
Oh, man, it's fucking awesome. Met her twice, so nice and sweet. Yeah, see, Brendan, I thought you'd met her before. She's, like I said, she's definitely on my list. The next time that I see her at a convention, I'm bet your ass I'm fucking going. She was awesome in... Yeah, so it was See No Evil 2. It was the second one. Yeah, she was very, very good in See No Evil 2, which that's another series of movies that I really enjoy. See No Evil. Kane is such a... They could not have chosen a better dude to Jacob, what is it? Jacob Goodpasture, I think. Jacob something. But yeah, they couldn't have chosen a better person, a bigger fucking person to portray. He's just such a... Oh, man, he's such a badass. That's what I'm saying, man. He's just a scary looking motherfucker. And you know what's crazy? The fact that he plays Kane, like he's Kane in wrestling, like a big scary Kane, killing machine, big red machine or whatever, and plays Jacob in the See No Evil movies. He's running for fucking governor of like Arkansas or wherever he lives. Like, if he's a politician, that's nuts. That blows my mind.
He's gonna be like, vote for me.
Yeah, vote for me or I'm gonna set you on fire. Yeah, like, I mean, that just always blows my mind that Kane, of all people, is running for office. I don't know.
There's Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, he was governor of, what, Wisconsin or Massachusetts? Not Massachusetts.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura, I mean, he's another one that I never really...
He's a wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, he was a wrestler back in the day, and he's another one that I never really expected to be in office. But Kane, of all people, though, like, that just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Sean asks, See No Evil versus Hatchet. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I gotta go with Hatchet. I'm a huge Adam Green fan. I love the Hatchet series. I loved the Victor Crowley, the fourth one that just came out, Victor Crowley. Pretty much anything that Adam Green has done, I have really, really thoroughly enjoyed. The Hatchet movies, Frozen, Holliston. If you haven't seen Holliston, check out his TV show. I can't rave about that show enough. Holliston is so fucking good. Digging Up the Marrow. Just Adam Green is he's so good at what he does as a director, as a writer, as a filmmaker in general. Adam Green is just... You're goddamn right I'm fangirling. He brought it up, so I'm fangirling the fuck out. Not to mention, meeting Adam Green, he's such a cool, down-to-earth dude. And he actually really gives a shit about what fans of the genre like, what the fans of the genre want. Gives a shit about people in general. And, I don't know, he's just such a cool dude, such a down-to-earth, good dude. So, I don't know, I gotta go with Hatchet. I love the Hatchet movies. So, yeah, that's my decision. That's my choice between the two. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I love the See No Evil movies, but Hatchet takes it for me. So, yeah, what are we at?
We are at almost 2 hours. We're at 1:40.
All right. So, I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Kill of the Week. I did Kill of the Week, 13 Ghosts, all that stuff. Covered everything. Who would have thought that the original Predator would give us 2 governors? Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Brandon. That's a very good point. What the fuck is Victor? Oh my God, Danielle. Oh my God, Danielle.
Talk about me. Send her home.
You're fired, Danielle. If Adam Green cast you as the ghost in a handjob cabin, would you say yes? If he cast me as the ghost in fucking Blowjob Cabin, I would fucking say yes. It's fucking Adam Green. To work with Adam Green, I don't give a shit. These fucking
Blowjob Cabin. He said, if I have to blow him to get on the screen, I'll fucking.
If I have to blow somebody to be in an Adam Green movie, step right up, man. God damn it. Oh shit. But yeah, Danielle, Victor Crowley was the 4th installment to the Hatchet series.
It's not out yet. So.
No, it is out.
Is it on DVD?
Yeah.
Oh,
He did a big tour last year he did like a nationwide theatrical tour. He did that. And then after the tour was over, it's you can buy it at Walmart and shit like that, Target and shit. I recommend getting it off his website though, because he signs it and shit. And, I mean, who doesn't want a signed autographed copy of Victor Crowley? Kane is running for mayor of Knox County. What? 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 Oh, get the fuck out! I had no idea. Apparently, Kane Hodder is running for mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Jason Voorhees for mayor. I guess, dude, he should make that his running campaign.
He said, "I will murder the competition."
Yeah, yes, I'll murder the competition. I love it. That's good. That's crazy. But yeah, that blows my mind too. I can't imagine Kane as mayor of a county. That's just fucking nuts. But yeah, Danielle, Victor Crowley, 4th installment of the Hatchet series. Oh, check it out. It's so good. There's one kill in particular. I'm not gonna tell what it is. Maybe after the movie's been out for a while, I'll make the kill that I'm talking about the kill of the week, but I don't want to take away from anybody that hasn't seen the movie yet, so I'm not going to, but eventually one day down the line, there's one kill in particular from Victor Crowley that will be showcased as kill of the week. Brandon, I know you know what kill I'm talking about. Me and Brandon actually went to Indianapolis. I know I've said this before, but me and Brandon went to Indianapolis last year and caught a screening of Victor Crowley. Not Kane Hodder. Oh, okay. All right, I gotcha. Yeah,
makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, Kane. I knew that he was running for mayor for somewhere, but I didn't know where. I thought it was Arkansas, but I guess it was Tennessee. I have the first 3 Hatchets from his site on Blu-ray signed. I haven't seen 4 yet. Sean, like I said, Victor Crowley, the 4th one in the Hatchet series. Excellent series. Or excellent movie, I mean. And one of the things that blew my mind the most, Brian Quinn. Do you watch Impractical Jokers? Q from Impractical Jokers is in it. So good, man. It's so awesome. But yeah, definitely I vote Hatchet for between the two. If you haven't seen Victor Crowley, definitely check it out because it is so good. Kane the Wrestler's running for mayor. I thought he was talking about Kane Hodder, but I was wrong. So, anyway, I think that's going to do it for us. We're pushing the 2-hour mark. I'm surprised you people have even watched this long. I appreciate the views. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for tuning in for the 13th episode. 13 episode. Really, technically, if you want to get technical, we're at, I think, 14 because
15,
of...
15, I think, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, if you want to get technical, I think we're at 15, but we're not counting...
Yeah.
We're not counting the one that we did at Romans, because that was a fucking... That was a goddamn shit show. And then there was another one that we're not necessarily counting, too.
The Return.
Yeah, The Return. That was a special edition. So, I appreciate everybody tuning in for...
We want to do something special for 13, and then...
Exactly. We fucked up. But I do appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm glad that everybody tunes in and watches the show. I enjoyed the interaction. I enjoy interacting with everybody and people asking questions. And like I said, answering questions, interacting with people, having conversation about a genre that I fucking hold so dear to my heart. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, thanks for tuning in to the 13th episode of Heckles and Horror. Next week, episode 4. Oh, no, actually... I do want to say before we go, next week's episode, we will not be on next week. We start filming Don't Fuck in the Woods 2 next. This is the Baker's Dozen episode. The killer hippies and the Nixon mask. Danielle, that sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure.
I feel like that was like where they robbed the banks or whatever.
That's what I was thinking too, but I'm not sure.
Where, like,
Or no. There's a movie where it's a slasher movie, and the killer wears a Nixon mask.
Really?
I think it's just called Nixon. Actually, come to think of it,
up.
I'm pretty sure it's just called Nixon. Want to dip it in your head again. But anyway, next week's episode. Next week we start filming. Next Wednesday we start filming our next feature with. Huh?
Thursday is when we start.
I thought it was Wednesday.
I hope it's Thursday.
I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. First day is Wednesday, 13th and the 21st.
Brandon will know.
Anyway, next week we start filming our next feature, Don't Fuck in the Woods 2, with Sean Burkett and Concept Media. We'll be doing that next week. I know that we're on Tuesdays on this show, but it's a hellacious. The schedule for that movie is fucking hellacious. So I need to try to get as much sleep as because I work night shift, so I need to try to.
What are you on that movie?
On that movie, I need to try to get as much sleep as I can. I'm cinematographer and camera on that movie. So I mean, it's going to be a lot of shit that it's just going to be a lot of hard work. So I need to try to get as much sleep as I can on that Tuesday. So we're not going to be on next week, but we will return either the following week or the week after. Haven't decided. It all depends on how everybody feels after the shoot is over, because like I said, schedule for that movie is fucking hellacious. So it's gonna be nuts. So yeah, I will not be on next week unless maybe we can schedule it on a different day. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. But like I said, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to the 13th episode. I enjoyed the conversation. I'm glad everybody liked talking about 13 movies. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. As always, on behalf of myself and Mr. Andrew Moore, we will see you on the next episode of Heckles and Horror. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Boom.
Magic!